Hi, Harry Dent here. I want to talk about bubbles. Bubbles are something that people just don't get no matter how much is explained and shown in history. I have to spend more time on this today than any other topic. Here's the thing about bubbles. People always come up with reasons why this time it's not a bubble. They go into denial. It doesn't matter what causes a bubble. Once they become a bubble, if it looks like a bubble and quacks like a bubble, it's a bubble. Bubble trends go exponential and they get to the point where they cannot sustain themselves and then they don't correct, they burst. They're exactly like an orgasm. I use that exact comparison because that is what it's like. It's not sustainable. No trend can grow exponentially for too long without kind of taking a break. Innovations come in surges. All of history is exponential in innovation and our standard of living and progress, but those innovations come in surges because we can't just grow exponential nonstop. Bubbles only come once in a lifetime in major areas like real estate or stocks, so people don't remember the last one. So what I have to say to people over and over again, don't listen to the experts on TV. I have to debate these people every day, and they've got a million reasons why there's not a bubble. It doesn't matter what causes a bubble. It can be good reasons, like, hey, this is an attractive place to live. Hey, people are moving here from overseas or from other parts of the country. Hey, there's limited land for development because there's mountains and beaches and desert. That's the case in California, Australia, some of the most bubbly places. Or if it's a bad reason, there was some disaster and supply got cut off and for a bad reason. It doesn't matter. If things bubble up exponentially, it'll get so expensive that less and less people will be able to afford it. Or as more people pile into a bubble, you run out of new people to feed the bubble. So bubbles always kill themselves of their own extremes. And if there's a trigger or something more fundamental to set it off, even more so. But the U.S. real estate bubble was a great example. Our economy didn't turn down for years until after the bubble burst, and the bubble burst was part of the downturn and the subprime crisis that followed. But it burst of its own extremes. I was just in Australia and I had to tell people, they're telling me I don't understand their unique bubble. I said, no, I lived in a place exactly like Sydney and Melbourne. LA, San Francisco, California markets are very similar in the attractiveness, supply and demand, limitations, and all of this sort of stuff. Once bubbles get going, again, I'll summarize here. If it looks like a bubble, quacks like a bubble, it is a bubble. In Chapter 5 of The Demographic Cliff, my new book, I take a whole chapter and show bubble after bubble, historically and in recent times, and why we are in a bubble now in stocks, and in real estate, and in commodities, and in gold, and they're all bursting. These bubbles are going to continue to burst, and there's no way the government can keep a bubble going forever, although they're making the best efforts I've ever seen. These efforts will fail. When bubbles burst, people get destroyed in a short period of time. They build exponentially, then they burst twice as fast or more. So you have to recognize this as a bubble, and stocks are getting to real extremes right now. The real estate bubble already started to burst and will burst in many other places around the world. But this stock bubble, we're about to see the final stock bubble burst here in 2014, and you need to get out of the way and protect yourself. Thanks for listening.